Feeling the heat? Why not look just as hot?
Hey, 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 what's going on? Give you a few minutes to come on, ready to go live. I'm excited for this Thursday night with Pineapple. Welcome to the Royal Blossom Podcast. Oh, yeah. Hope everybody's week was productive and fun and everybody kept cool. And yeah, yeah. So hold on, let me turn my music down. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff to cover tonight. There's a lot of things that we're gonna be talking about as far as credit and fashion, and there's a few things that we're gonna go over. So if those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Terrence Ramses, the CIO of the Royal Blossom Company, also the host of the Thursday Night with Pineapple. I am Mr. Pineapple himself. So I'm gonna give you a little bit of backstory about who I am and where I'm from and what I represent. So I'm originally from New Jersey, New Brunswick, New Jersey, with a West Indian background of U.S. Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico. And the mission of my brand is to restore, build, and create. To restore all the wealth and resources that have been lost in our communities. To build up the youth and children that are coming behind us. To create a unique commonwealth of like-minded entrepreneurs and put them back in their God-given purpose and talents. And our brand values is to be fun, spirited, and passionate about everything that you do. So that's just a little bit of backstory about me. I also went to Bethune-Cookman University, graduated with a business administration degree, concentration in marketing. I also graduated in 2012. Started my business back in 2017. Been growing since, and I've got a lot of accomplishments. While we preparing for some fashion weeks coming up this year. I know we got delayed because of the pandemic. Um, and we just gonna keep going on. So a couple of updates about RBC that's happening right now. So let's go to the first thing. I'm gonna bring this one up, this slide to the top. So this Saturday we are gonna be at the Caribbean Street Fest. We're gonna be at the Caribbean Street Fest in Lakeland, Florida, Lakeland Square Ball this Saturday from 1 to 8 with the Saturday shops. So we've done plenty of events with Miss Renee Edwards. We've done some amazing things with her. She's doing some things and she's expanded so much over the last few years with her shop just starting at the Tropicana Field. Now she has expanded to Lakeland, Florida. She's expanded to Tampa. She's done places in West Palm Beach and a few other places. So she is making some powerhouse moves and decisions, and she's doing a lot of different things in the Tampa Bay area, St. Petersburg area, and I'm excited to see where her vision is going. So I want to go ahead and show you a quick update about what we have going on as
Feeling
far
the
as
heat?
pre-orders for our
Why not
tank
look just
tops.
as hot? Fresh, breezy, and built for island life. Our tank tops got you covered, or almost. Grab yours now before they're gone. Limited stock, mad deals. This is your chance to level up your style. Cool looks, hotter prices. Don't wait. Shop now today.
So those are our tank tops that's on for pre-order. So let me show you this other video where you can see it in person. You can see each one of them that's each different color. I'll show it to you. Quick update. So these will be coming out in the next few weeks. We got some, like we said, we're coming back from this event. We're gonna be doing some great things. Also, we got some socks that's on pre-order as well. We got these socks. They're gonna be ankle socks now because it's getting hotter. Same thing with the blooming socks. These as well. Also, we're gonna have these. These are gonna be the lower class socks right here. So some of the things that you see on this sock is the remain bold constantly. repair broken communities, and the mission statement, which is to restore, build, and create. So I'm gonna show you the tank tops that we have on deck for show. One moment. I was taking a lot of time. So this is the Ocean Sea Blue Oasis right here. This is the one that you saw for pre-order as well. You saw this one right here. You got this one that's ready to go. That one is $30. Have a special promotion, two for 55. This is called the electric lemonade or pink lemonade. That one is also going to be for $30, and we're going to have each of the twins. So we have the Dragon Kulala and the Ocean Blue Oasis. Those are going to be 2 for 55, and then the Blooming Lavender Rose, and then you have the Electric Lemonade. Those are going to be also 2 for 55. The Caribbean-based Rhythm also is not a part of that. So that one is going to be within itself. So it's going to be a male version and a female version. Okay? So I want to give you our YouTube pages. YouTube, before I go, let me go ahead. Here we go. So like, share, and subscribe to our channels. So we on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. And we got all social media platforms. So the Royal Blossom Company. We also have our new fashion agency as well, Fashion Loft Silk Pay. So we're gonna take private label orders. So we have the ability to consult you in building a clothing brand, one-on-one coaching, private label orders. Minimal MLQ is MOQ, which is the quantity order, is 30 pieces. So you can do t-shirts, it can be dresses, it can be a few different things. Anything that you want, I can design it, bring it to life, ship it to you, and we'll just go from there. So what we're going to do is we're going to launch our website sometime next month. So the Instagram page and the Facebook pages for Fashion Loft Silk Pay is already up. So we'll be able to start taking orders and inquiries and sessions to where you can start your own clothing brand, or if you need something just for your business, or you have something for a family function, we can do it all. So with that being said, make sure you go to our YouTube page and subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. So we're gonna go to the website. We're gonna pull up the website as well. Let's see. So you're gonna go ahead and be able to scan this QR code. So once you scan this QR code right here, it'll take you right to the website. You'll be able to see all the tank tops. You'll see some special promotional items. Also, if you're going to be at the shop this weekend, we're going to have some different special promotions this weekend as well at the shop. So we also got our legendary black tank tops that are $5. $5. So everything got to go $5. So we got a few different sizes left. So we got from extra large, so when they go all the way past your knees, it's a ring back on the back of the tank top. Also, that goes all the way up to a 3XL. So $5, come load up on the table, get as many as you can, because this deal, once they're gone, they're gone. That'll be the end of that $5 promotion. Once we run out, we got about maybe 25 of those left. It's all random sizes. So yeah, so people say, do I have any larges? I don't, because people been buying 4, 5, and 6 of them at a time, because the price is just a steal for what you're getting in quality. So also, I'm gonna give you the QR codes that you can scan and go to the website and make a pre-order as well. Here's a Caribbean-based Rhythm. So it's gonna be a razorback for the women and a regular tank top for the men. Here is the Electric Lemonade. Okay. Here is the Lavender Blooming Rose. Here is the Dragon Kulala. I never went over the Dragon Kulala. Okay, so the Dragon Kulala is white, black, and red. So it's like the Miami Heat colors. So I like to give my brand like very vibrant colors after health and wellness, the West Indies, tropical feel, plants, and in nature. So it's a little bit of all of that mixed in one. Also, we got I call this tank top different different names. So you got the Oasis Blue Sea or Royal Blue Oasis, however you want to say it. Because I chop up the names sometimes too, because I have a lot going on as well. Oh, let me see. Now Twila, she's on. So we also have the legendary golf polo as well. So we have this golf polo also for pre-order. This is going to be coming out as well next month as well. We have one more golf polo. That one's $69.99 for pre-order as well. I'm going to also have these bomber jackets. I'm going to bring a couple of these jackets out there for sale. So these are going to be $59.99 on the website. And then you'll see these jackets ready for ship. I have a few of these left as well. So I have them at the shop. I'm going to have a special discount for those. So if you buy this jacket, the shirt will come with it, okay? So I was like, buy that and get the Caribbean-based rhythm shirt for free. So with that being said, let's see who's in the chat. Good evening, Miss Twyla. How are you doing tonight? I appreciate you tuning in on the live. I appreciate you. So we're gonna go ahead and get into the nuts and bolts about this live. So let me go ahead and put a brief picture up. Let me give you a brief picture. So we're gonna be talking about all these different things right here, from your power of your credit. Credit is like your lifeline in the United States and in certain other countries. We're going to be going over all these different, from student loans, bankruptcy, foreclosure, liens, evictions, repossessions, child support, identity theft, medical bills, late payments, home ownership, loans, and more. So we also going to be talking about a few other different topics that's also going to be a blessing and a benefit to you. So I'm gonna go ahead and edify this young lady that I've known for years. I've known her for over a decade plus. She's done some amazing things over the years, over other companies that we were a part of together. She's motivated. She's well spoken. She's driven. She cares about people. She's determined to get people's lives in order, get people's wealth in order, people's situations in order. She's been doing this for a year. She's been having massive success. She's able to build her life together, and she built other people's lives together, and she's has so much results on her Facebook and all her seminars that she's hosted and all her phone calls she's been on. She has done so many different things for people, and also has been a blessing to me. And she's done so many things just for, just getting people up and going with their finances, getting them grants, getting grant writing. Like, she got it. She's very well versed in the business field, and she knows her stuff, and she knows how to truly make money. Okay, so I'm gonna show you one more clip before I bring her on. I'm gonna show you. So that's something a lot of us in the community do when we talking to debt collectors and how they get to verify your information like that. But we're gonna go over that briefly in this live. So we're gonna go ahead and bring her on, Miss Lavera Jackson, Miss Perfect Score herself. Can you hear me?
I can't hear you. I can hear you. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you just fine.
All right. All right.
Good to see you. I'm glad that you was able to come and bless your presence with our viewers on our podcast. Welcome.
I
So
am
yeah,
here. I'm here. Let's get to these questions. I know, people want to know what's going on. They want to know how to get their credit fixed, how to get funding for their businesses. They want to know how I've been doing it for so long, and I'm definitely ready to share that information. Let me just next one second.
okay. Yeah, we got a couple of people watching. We got some ladies trying to repair their credit on this live. I'm doing good, Miss Twila. How are you? give y'all some filler music while we.
All right.
You got it? Thank you. Thank you, Froze.
Can you still hear me?
I can hear you. Your screen went black. Give us a minute, people. Give us a minute, everybody.
Yeah, see if your followers are hearing you correctly because I am not.
Yeah, I can hear. Everybody can hear me. Yeah, I'm on my Facebook Live. They can hear me. Everybody, put a one in the chat for me if you can hear me.
Yeah, I'm getting a weird voice coming through. I thought it was just my earpods, but I actually took them off and it's not coming through
Try to go in and
clearly.
come back in.
Connect on my page and see, cause yeah, ask people following if they hear you clearly.
Yeah, everybody can hear me. I think it's on your end.
Hmm. Yeah, that is really unfortunate. Can you ask the question right now or just say anything because
Yeah, can you hear me?
I'm gonna go out and come back in and see if that works because
Yep. Yeah. All right. Yeah, it's all good. Stuff like this happens every time that we about to have some good information. We be having some technical difficulties, but I look. Last couple of lives we've been good. We ain't been having no issues or anything like that. So I made a lot of different changes in my audio, my visual. Made some changes even with my Wi-Fi service. We just made a lot of different changes because I know there was some technical difficulties, but we getting it right now. So it's all good. That's how we know we got some powerful information that's happening. You know, this same thing happened with Miss Tanisha, Miss Naira. It just happened. Stuff like this just been happening over the last month, but the last couple of weeks we've been straight though. They say, "Yep, everybody can hear me." Thanks, Son Saray. Thanks, Keisha. I appreciate you. All right, everybody said they can hear me. You said I can hear her too, but she just can't be seen. Devin wants you to be great. Yup. Will there be a replay? Yes, there will be a replay. Absolutely. Definitely would be a replay.
I can't hear you.
Are you using your phone? Or are you using your? I have a class to start late. Okay. That's all good, Keisha. Yeah, there definitely will be a replay. I think she's having some type of audio issue. I don't know what device she's using, but she's having some type of audio issue. So I don't know. So but yeah, but we're gonna keep on going. We're gonna keep on moving forward. We're gonna work through it.
All right. Can everybody hear me now? Is everything okay? I hear you clearly. It doesn't sound muffled or anything like that.
Yeah, we good now. Be
We
cooking.
are good. We are really good now.
So yeah, we straight. That's how you know you about to bring the heat and the fire. It's all
Oh
interfering.
man, I wasn't giving up. I wasn't giving up. I'm like, no, man. Can't do it. I can't do it.
It's okay. So tell the people where you're from and what's your occupation. What do you do for a living? Let them know. Let the people know
Sure,
why you're
sure.
here.
Hello, everyone. I am Lavera Jackson. I am a former teacher. So I've always been an educator. I've been killing this credit and business industry for about the past 8 years. I did personal credit for 6 years and I transitioned to be able to help people out with their businesses as business startup and also get business funding. Most people say, people can say anything, why should I listen to you? Well, I am a person who started with a 497 credit score and was able to see my student loans come off from my credit report within 4 months. My credit score shot up 234 points within 6 months. I have been able to establish being an event space owner, and I drive a tax written off vehicle. I mean, I don't know. Like it's been an amazing life, and I enjoy really helping people do the same thing as me. Since I've been in this credit industry, I've helped literally thousands of people. I have I think 170 something like people who are under me who definitely follow my guidance and haven't been able to leave a legacy for their families and be able to know how money works. Like that is the big thing. People want to know how money works. What should I be doing? What should be going on? So I no longer want to talk about me. I am not important at all. This information is available everywhere. It's just basically, what works for you. And as far as the guidance that they're giving to you, like, is it working for you? People pay thousands of dollars to be able to get this information, but it is also free. You just got to do the work to be able to have it, take into action for your life. So I want to get into these questions so I could be able to know, what is it that the people want to know? What can I share today for absolutely free? I love this. So I have no problem sharing information for free because that's the reason why I give free consultations. Anybody who wants to reach out to me, you can contact me at 844-55-SCORE. I give free consultations on personal credit and business startup, business funding, anything that people need to do because you need to understand what you're doing before you jump into it. And a lot of people be like, this information is like priceless. Like I can like get something from you and go be able to get $5,000, $2,000, $10,000, $25,000. Why are you not charging people for this? Because in reality, when I give this information, how many people are actually going to do the work? How many people are actually going to listen, write this down, take the time, and actually apply it to their lives tonight? Because that's how dope I am. I give you information that you could apply tonight. You could be able to wake up tomorrow and have a couple of points added to your credit score. Within a month, you'll be able to see a difference. Depending on when your reporting is for your card or your vehicle, whatever the case may be, you can see a difference. Like there's no reason why you should be paying anybody credit repair fees more than 6 months. No more than 6 months. Something drastic should happen within 6 months, but something amazing should happen within the first 45 days, or you need to rethink what's going on. Within the first 3 months, you need to completely disconnect for them if nothing has changed.
That's true. Yeah, because I've seen a lot of agencies. They go on for 2 and 3 years, and they just like, for example, like creditrepair.com, Lexington Law. they do monthly fees, and their monthly fees are like $100, $200 a month, and
It's a
they just
business.
and they're not removing things off simultaneously. They're taking 3, 4 months, 5 months to remove one item off.
It's a
So
business, and that's also the reason why I do not charge monthly fees. I'm going to give you a flat fee to say like, hey, this is what's on your credit report. This is what I'm going to do for you. This is how much it's going to cost, and this should take care of you for the next 4 months. If we need to do anything for an additional 2 months, then I'll let you know what needs to happen or whatever the case may be. But all that paying a monthly fee, I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. During the credit process, when you're starting with someone, there is nothing going on in the first 45 days. Nothing at all. They're gathering your information, trying to figure out who you are. If they feel like playing around with you and say, like, you know what, we did gather your information. We've seen that you have a credit score. We've seen that you have negative items on your credit report. But guess what? We don't care. And they'll send you back a letter like, oh yeah, we've gotten your credit letters, we've gotten your disputes. We're doing some investigation. They do nothing in the first 45 days. That's what anybody who you sign up with. I don't care if you paid them $1,000 or you paid them $100 or you paid $10. Nothing is happening in the first 45 days.
that's crazy. That's interesting. So how did you get into credit? Before we get into all that stuff, how did you get into credit?
Everyone asks, how did I get into the credit industry? So I actually got into the credit industry because I needed credit repair myself. I needed to know, what can I do to get my student loans off of my credit report? How did I get credit at 18 and ruin it at 19? I was that person. Literally, I'm like, oh, you could just run it up? Well, I'm about to run it up. Not knowing America don't run on Duncan. America runs on credit. You need to have your credit in order. And if I was a little bit smarter when I was offered credit at the age of 18, I would have been able to build it in an amazing way by the time I was 19 if I knew what I know now. It was somebody who tapped me and said, like, listen, what are you doing about your student loans? What are you doing about your credit? And I'm like, the same thing everybody else doing, avoiding it and paying what you could pay. And they're like, no, we're at a big age right now. We need to pay our bills. We need to make sure that we look amazing on paper. And I said, what do I have to do? Sign me up. And that's literally what it was. Within the next 6 months, I just took off. Got the information. I'm like, I'm a teacher. I could study, I could read, I can do this thing in and out. Now that I was able to get my credit score up, how can I help other people? Like, I have other fellow teachers, co teachers that work with me. I have other people who have student loan issues. I have family members that got credit issues. How can I help somebody else? And that's when they ask, well, you used to be a teacher, won't you be a trainer? That's what I'm gonna do. So after I went on a 17 city tour, I went to 17 cities and shared information about credit. And once I was able to do that, I gained so many business partners, so many people who wanted to connect with me, to where I became a six-figure earner in my company and was recognized for that. And they was like, you know what? You should really do this. And I was like, I'm gonna give up teaching. And I gave up teaching 2 years in to the credit industry, and I said, I'm gonna do this full time. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make sure I eat, sleep, live, breathe credit, so that I could be able to help people and know the ins and outs of the crooked things that the credit bureau does, how money works, how we should be able to play with the credit system. And I've successfully been able to do that for so many people, and I'm so grateful. So many people I see, they're like, because of you, I was able to do this. Because of you, I was able to do that. And I just share my story. That's literally all I'm doing, is share my story. I I was the type of person that I ain't want no car note. Not me. I'd rather take my money and travel. I'm gonna go on a trip. I am going to go on trips every single month. What ended up happening was my Tahoe broke down. I'm a truck girl. I'm always gonna drive trucks. And I was like, my credit is good, so let me go see what this, how I could do this vehicle. They were like, you don't have to put any money down, and you know, pick out what you want. And I said, huh? You don't pick a car for me based on my credit? They was like, no. I was like, that's how it happened to me the first time.
Oh,
The first time they gave me whatever my credit could go by. So they was like, what do you want? I was like, give me a second, I'm gonna come back. 2 weeks, I went back to the car dealership, and I told them I want an Audi Q7 truck. I want it to be a diesel engine. I needed to have 5 features. I want panoramic roof from the front to the back. I want push start, and I still want to be able to use a key. I want heated seats in the front and the back, and I want the back seats to recline. They was like, no problem. We'll have your car. 23 days later, I had my truck.
Maxwell, she made a lot of demands. You made a lot of demands right there. That's
Credit is power. Credit is power. When your name is good on paper, you got everything together. There is nothing they can say no to you. Nothing. Nothing at all. No way they could say no to you.
what year was this? Because when you say diesel engine, I mean, because I got a Volkswagen.
I
So
did this in 2018.
Because I know they stopped making the diesel engines and stuff for Volkswagen and everything under that umbrella.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's good.
I
So
just
what?
wanted to ask for something ridiculous. I never had a diesel engine vehicle in my life. I didn't know anything about a diesel engine. I just said, if they're gonna say credit is that good and you can get whatever you want, cool. Make this happen for me.
You funny. You said, let me get the best you got. That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. Now, let me ask you this. What would you say the hardest thing is to get off? Like when you're doing the credit repair process, what would you say the hardest thing to get off of your credit is? I know student loan. I know you say your student loans you got off, and I know that's one of the more challenging things, and evictions. What would you say the most challenging thing is to get off of your credit report?
I would say the most challenging thing to get off of your credit would probably be, I would say, a foreclosure or collections. Now they're two totally, they're on two different spectrums. A foreclosure, of course, because you owning property and everything like that. But collections tend to be hard to get off sometimes because people feel guilty about the debt. Once the collections hits their credit report, they get called by Jill and Jane Collection Agency on behalf of T-Mobile, and they say, yes, I really did owe T-Mobile that money. Now you about to pay Jill and Jane Collection Agency because you owe T-Mobile? Jill and Jane don't got nothing to do with T-Mobile. They never worked for T-Mobile, and you do not owe the collection agencies any type of payment. But people feel guilty about it, so they end up making a payment. So now we got Jill and Jane Collection Agencies on your credit report. We got T-Mobile on your credit report. Then we got Jill and Jane reporting on your credit report that now you're making payments, and now it opens up a new account. And instead of this T-Mobile account being from 2020, this T-Mobile account is now from 2025 because you set up a payment arrangement with them, and they're responsible for reporting any new transactions, and that is a new transaction.
Mm, mm, mm. So, what would be the best way to deal with a debt collector when they call?
I tell everybody to tell them to not respond to them when they say hi. This is such and such. We're calling on behalf of a debt, and we want to know, can we speak to such and such? Hello. I need you to, whatever you're asking me for right now on the phone, I need you to put that in writing and send it to me to the address that you have on file. 9 times out of 10, they don't have your new address on file. They have whatever address on file from when you open that account with whatever company that is. And who knows how long ago that was. But if you still live in the same house and everything like that, they still have to send it in writing. And once they send it in writing, this is now you being able to use that to be able to make a dispute. I don't know Jill and Jane Collection Agencies. I never had an account with them, and I don't know why they're asking me for money. So now you're harassing me.
Mm. I've seen recent Facebook posts. You're now saying this. I've seen that a lot in the last 2 years, where a lot of these collection agencies are getting sued. They're being able to dispute these things off of Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax all together. And what's happening is those collections are starting to come off of people's credit reports because they're reported as inaccurate for numerous of reasons. But I'm gonna let you tell them. So what are some of the reasons why those inaccuracies would come up? Can you give us some examples?
So when you open the T-Mobile account, it was a phone bill, and it's now that's technically a utility. They can have it listed on your credit report as like anything else, which would be inaccurate. Then they can say that, you owe them the money when technically T-Mobile got paid at the end of every single year, as every other company does, because they put in an insurance claim to get paid for it. T-Mobile said you only owe them $250. They got $193.76. So now both of those two things don't add up. They're not correct. So it's just so many things that you can really dispute to get these things off of your credit report. The dates could be wrong of when the account started. You can ask the collection agency for the contract or ask the credit bureaus for the original contract with Jill and Jane Collection Agency. Jill and Jane don't have a contract with you about this debt, so they can't collect on it. And it could go on and on about, why this needs to be removed from our credit report. Like you're actually putting an account on my credit report that's already been paid for. So like now I need you to show me proof that this account hasn't been written off as a claim by T-Mobile. You just gotta know the game, and most people don't know the game because who's actually studying credit? People got jobs, people got kids, people got lives, other things to do. Nobody's studying the credit industry, and that's why I said I was, because I wanted to be able to give people this information. Like that is inaccurate, and they're harassing you, and they cannot ask for that. You don't owe them no money. We don't even know who they are.
Mm. So how do these collection agencies, speaking of that, how do these collection agencies get access to your credit report?
So that is the big thing with the government. There are so many times that information is leaked. There's so many breaches that go on. We connect ourselves to our credit card companies, the restaurants that we eat at, and these credit cards, these social security numbers go they just kind of go viral, and that's where you get the breach with all these companies that you're connected to, and now these people have your personal information. When it comes to the debt being sold, what happens is any collection agency picks it up and says, okay, I'm going to buy your debt. Even though you owe $200, I'm going to buy your debt for $50. And then I'm going to call you and make you feel bad about your $200 debt that you owe. And I'm going to say, you can make a settlement with me and only pay 50%. So pay me $100 and I'll wipe this off of your credit report. I'll make sure you get rid of this debt. But in reality, they only paid $50 for it. So they're making a $50 profit. So that's why they call you night and day, because they're looking for their profit.
Mm.
And sometimes they buy literally $50 is an exaggeration. Sometimes they buy the debt for $8.
Mm.
And so they could get 100 out of you, 150. That's a come up.
That is a big come up. Okay, and how does these collections affect your credit?
Each negative item that you have on your credit report brings your credit report down. And a lot of people don't know that literally the credit agencies are like a Libra, literally. They're like a Libra scale, and they are, trying to figure out if you are on the higher end and your credit score is lower, or if things balance out and you're kind of neck and neck and you're stuck, and that's why your credit score is not going up, because the same amount of negative items is the same amount of positive items that you have. But when you have more positive items, you have more payment history on your credit report, your credit score is higher. So when people ask me like, oh, I don't know why my credit score isn't moving up. We don't have to talk about numbers. You could just tell me about your activity, and I know for sure if your credit score is high or low.
Got you. Can you explain to us the ratios that make up your credit score?
Absolutely. So we literally control 65% of our credit. We control 65% of our credit. 30% is basically how much you owe to people, and 35% is basically you making payments on time. Now, if you were like me before back in the day, a bill was due on Wednesday, I don't get paid till Friday. Guess what, baby? That's not getting paid on Wednesday because I don't have the money on Wednesday. It's not getting paid till Friday. So now it goes in as a late payment. So that's one of the ways that we screw ourselves by not budgeting. And most of the time it's because we don't have enough money to budget. And people are also living above their means to where when they do have the money to be able to pay the bill, they don't pay the bill. We don't pay bills on time. We don't pay bills when we get money. We pay bills as they come along. And that is the one thing that I literally try to change within the culture, the community, everybody that I connect with. We need to be making multiple payments. When you get paid from your job, your employer, your commission, whatever the case may be, put something on every single credit card, every single bill, just something, because you need to increase your payment history. The more payments that they have in a 30-day cycle, the higher your credit score is going to be.
Okay, gotcha. Now, give us an example of how would you pay down a car loan that's, let's say, 60 months, interest rate 7%, and your car payment is 310 a month. How would you pay that off quicker?
310 is nice. I know people who pay five, six, $800, and I'm like, what are you driving? It must be a 2027 because how are you paying $800 a month? But they have a 2017, they have a 2014, and it's because of their credit score. So I usually tell them that, if listen, we got to do what we got to do when we got to do it. So if you need a car right now, you got kids, whatever the case may be, you work 30, 40 minutes away and you need a vehicle, do whatever you got to do to get into that vehicle. But I do want to encourage people that you have the opportunity to refinance that vehicle within 6 months. Just make on-time payments for 6 months, bring that interest rate down out of the double digits so that you can actually have a car note that you can afford every single month. And no matter what your car note is, you still should be making split payments. If you get paid biweekly, make a payment on your vehicle biweekly. Definitely don't wait until you get paid. Don't wait until it's due to basically make the payment. Do not wait at all.
Okay. Let's say if somebody had a high interest rate, like you said, of like $700 a month, and they missed a few payments here and there, what would you recommend them doing? Like just taking care of that, or would you recommend them trying to aim for refinance with another bank?
Definitely refinancing is always great because you're gonna get the lower rate and everything like that. But if you could work something out with that company, call them, work it out, please. Like they are willing to take something rather than nothing. What happens is the reason why we end up getting hit and things are reported to our credit report, we end up getting all these derogatory remarks is because you haven't made communication with them. Talk to them and let them know, like, listen, I'm going through something right now. It's a hardship. There's so many things that you can apply for that they have available for you to be able to hold your account and make sure that you can stay a customer. They want you to be a customer. They do not want to write this debt, or if they do not want to go, report it to a collection agency, they don't want to do that. So definitely talk to them. Let them know, like, listen, a lot of people don't even know you can change your payment date. I was getting hit, my mortgage, my vehicle note, my credit cards, everything seemed to be at the beginning of the month. And I'm like, listen, I don't care how much money I make. I can't give it all to y'all, not at the beginning of the month. Let me switch some things around. And I changed my vehicle due date to the 20th of the month because it was too much in the beginning. And people don't know you can change anything that you pay on at least 3 times a year. So if the 20th works, for this point in your life, cool. You want to change it back to the beginning of the month, Change it back to the beginning of the month. People, they will work with you. They will work with you. It's the no communication, no payment that they hate.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. How many credit cards do you think a person should have?
Uh, I'm not the best person to ask that one. You know, me being in the credit industry, I make sure I make it work. You need to have a credit card. You need to have credit cards that work for your life. If you know for sure you do, you know, this with groceries, you travel, I travel, I want to travel for free, I want to travel for the lowest amount. I'm going to get a card that allows me to be able to get those points so I could be able to travel. Gas points, you know, double points, double cash back or whatever the case may be. Get those cards, use those points so that you would be able to take some of that cash back and be able to make a payment on your actual credit card bill. I've done that before too.
Okay, that's good. What would be your top five credit cards?
Uh, American Express is amazing. If you can get into them, definitely stay with them. Being able to have a black card is absolutely amazing. The only thing with American Express is they do not play balances. Whatever you owe them, you must pay them within 30 days.
Yeah, there's no balances. Also, there's another side note, audience. Their annual fees are high. They like $500 annual fee, depending on which one you get. That's just a disclaimer. You know, they not all like that. Depends on which one you get. So I just wanted to throw that in there. What's your
Um,
next one?
so definitely get the, like, people don't like Capital One, but the Capital One Venture card for traveling is amazing. Having the Delta card, any airline credit card, JetBlue, American Airlines. American Airlines is great because they also do like shopping and travel points and stuff like that. Um,
Okay.
Anybody who's starting out, um, Capital One is great to be able to start out with. Building credit, you can definitely go to them. I tell people connect with your bank and see if they have a secured card and have that help you out to be able to boost your credit score. Like, you can start low and be able to build it up. Every 6 months you can ask for an increase. Every 6 months.
Okay. Okay. What's your other three?
Um Store cards still with the benefits or whatever the case may be. But if you can have a major credit card and not get a store card, I would say go for that. Besides that, um, I don't know. I like my Best Buy card. It's by Citibank. Barclay card is definitely a good one.
Okay.
Trying to think.
Okay.
I would say yeah, those are my tops right now.
Okay. I'll say Navy Federal as
Yes,
well.
with your bank. Definitely make sure you have a card with your bank. And also, if you can be able to make the connection with a like a local credit union by you having, you know, a bigger bank, you know, that's like everywhere all over America. And yeah, but definitely make sure you connect with those credit unions because they have their own private money and they're able to give you more and they're able to do more because they're not competing with the other banks that are out there.
I think the credit unions are the best way to go when it comes to that.
Refinancing as well too.
So what happens? Refinancing and well, Capital One, they tend to be better with the auto loans and the credit cards. They better with the auto loans because they got more
They do.
flexibility and they'll prove you it's a lot better with them with the credit
Sikorsky,
cards or whatever since they
Sikorsky Credit Union. I went to them to see what they could do for my auto loan. They were like, "We cannot beat your rate right now. We cannot go any. We can't go any lower. We can't beat that." That was good. That was definitely good to
yeah
hear.
yeah absolutely. So yeah, I would say with your credit unions do that. Because what happens is when you build your trust with your credit unions, they open up a whole floodgate of opportunities for you. For
Absolutely.
example, like with Navy Federal, when you get an account with them, you may consistent deposits over a 3 to 6 month period, they'll send you an invite to go apply for their green card, their green
The rewards,
credit card. I forgot the
rewards
name. I
card.
got the rewards one. I have that one in the room, and they give you high
Hmm.
limit. They let you know, look, you've been depositing money in my bank. You've been doing this. You've been paying your bills. We trust you. Here's $10,000
They're
credit
very
limit.
friendly. Chase is also very friendly.
They're very. I ain't never seen no bank. PNC ain't. Man, listen. You gotta have 875 credit score to qualify for their basic credit card. They don't never send you
Yeah,
nothing
some
in the
people, some banks
mail.
are really
They
strict.
don't care about the
Yeah,
community.
some companies
Huh?
are really strict. Some banks are very strict. But I can say that Navy Federal, Chase, Apple, um, it's a few of them that are, very friendly.
Yes, yes. Hey, Jay Witt said Capital One Venture for
Absolutely.
traveling. And then Sunshine says she has a question. Put your question in the chat. She'll be able to answer it. What would you say um, the quickest way to build your credit in like a year? What would you say some things, some tactics that you can use to
A
build
year,
it
a year is
in
long
that
if you have the income. If you have the income, you could be able to do it within 4 to 6 months. So to be
okay.
able to start out, the
Oh,
first thing I would do is number one, have a secured card. Number two, ask
okay.
for a personal loan at a bank or credit union. Number three, I would definitely, look into my credit report and see what I could be able to dispute and change on my credit report to increase my credit score. Number four, I would increase my payment history every single year. I don't care if you have a credit card that's only has $100 max. Like you need to be buying something for $10, and then you need to be making payments of $2 and $3 for the next 2 weeks, and making sure you pay that $10 back, but still keeping that same payment history with making multiple payments.
Gotcha.
Becoming an
Sunshine
also
has a
becoming an
question.
authorized user is a great thing because the person who you attach yourself to, you end up mirroring their credit score.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Sunshine has a question. She said, I had a Bangkok account 15 years ago and it was on my credit and I paid it on time, but they call it a revolving credit. So does it credit? I don't understand the question. What's the question? It sounds like a statement. They
Revolving
call
credit
it
is when you're paying on something um, kind of like frequently or whatever the case may be. So revolving credit and installments are kind of like all of the same thing where you have a monthly payment that's attached to your credit report. And yes, that's going to help you
okay.
increase your payment history and be able to boost your credit score. But the thing about that is once you're done paying your car off, your truck or your vehicle, you're done paying it off, you're done paying that credit card off, you cut it up or whatever the case may be, you also, just like you're done with the vehicle and done with the company, you also are done now with that whole account and everything that was positive that's attached to it.
Got you. Okay.
It's 2 minutes.
Yeah, I think yeah, you just answered that. She was like, "What can you explain revolving credit?" You just answered that. She said it was a furniture store, so it's probably one of those no credit check
First,
things.
find yeah.
That's
First,
probably what
find
I'm thinking.
out any cards that you have. Just see what bank they're connected to, because not all cards are connected to all credit bureaus. So basically, they could give you the credit of $5,000, but if they're not reporting to a credit bureau, you just have $5,000 with them, and it's kind of private money. It's not that it's helping you and going to show everyone in America and everyone who's taps into your credit that you are a responsible person.
Gotcha, gotcha. That makes sense. So tell us about these student loans. Like, what's the best way to deal with student loans with your credit, or when you go into default with them, or what can we
I tell people
do
just don't
about
go
student?
into default if you can. I don't care if it's $5 a month. They will make a payment plan with you, and then they'll basically kind of do a student loan forgiveness where they could wipe it away. After 10 years, after 25 years, or whatever the case may be, people will be like, "Oh, I don't want to be attached for 25 years." I'm like, "Relax, you're only paying $25." You could be attached for 25 years and be able to have them, wipe it off of your credit report or whatever the case may be, or wipe the whole loan away, depending on, how much you owe. They have programs that you can be able to apply for forgiveness. There's a lot out. Just don't ignore it. That's the worst thing you could do about anything that's attached to your credit report.
Gotcha. So how do people? My question: how do people get student loans removed? Because they hard. I don't know what they real hard to remove. How do you? I seen so many people get them removed.
You can get them
How are
removed,
they
and I
getting removed?
actually helped one of my business partners, who was actually one of my close friends as well, decrease the amount that was owed as far as like the interest and everything like that. We got $12,000 of interest removed from that actual loan, and that's because they make mistakes. I had one of my business partners, her whole student loan get wiped away way before they started wiping people's credit reports. I'm talking about, this was like 2019. She had her whole student loan wiped away because when she went to go look at her paperwork, she realized they spelled her name wrong. So now that's not me. I got a free degree. So many ways, so many ways. Like I went to one college and they were reporting 21 negative accounts on my credit report. Like, how? I went to one college. One.
Oh, they was putting 21 student
There was
loans.
21 accounts on my credit report.
Oh man, that's crazy. You know what's funny? When I did debt consolidation, and I talked to the guy that I remember his name was Josh Lopez. He did my debt consolidation, and he broke down the difference between the unsubsidized loan and
Mm-hmm.
subsidized loan. And what they do is they break that loan into multiple different loans over the next
Every
couple of years
semester.
that you're doing. So every semester they break it down to where each loan has a different interest rate attached to it. So whatever you borrow plus all those interest, so it's basically, like say if you borrow 70,000, you got to pay back 150,000 because it's pretty much hundred
Yeah.
percent interest.
It's a dirty game. You will be able to be approved for student loans and get a ridiculous. Like right now, my cousin has, I think, like 230,000 in student loans, but they will never give her a $200,000 loan to do anything for business.
It absolutely not. At 18 years old, I'm like, how you get approved for $180,000? And they can't won't give you the business loan. No, we can't do that. We need to check. I'm like, and the funny thing is, here's the thing where about Sally Mae. So Sally Mae had closed down in think it's 2011,
Such a
2012,
blessing.
and they reopened as
I said, such a
huh.
blessing.
Yup, and they reopened that as
Mm-hmm.
Navient because it was like the same company that's reopened. So come to find So when you read those contracts, you know when you going to college, you're 18, you trying to get out your parents' house, you ain't really reading the contracts. They put it in this weird language. So instead of saying they putting it in like you have to pay this back for 20 years, you have to pay this back for 360 months. It don't
Mm-hmm.
sound like a long
Mm-hmm.
time. But when you like, wait a minute, you calculate, man, this is 25 years. Boy, I went to school for 1 year. I'm still paying this for
Mm-hmm.
20 years. And then when you make the payments online, you make a year's worth of payments, a year, 2 years, 3 years. That loan
But to
ain't
me,
budging
the
one bit.
bad
Don't
thing
even look
about
like
it
you
is the
paid.
people who don't finish college and they still have their student loan debt attached to them, and they
They
don't
still
even
got
have a degree. It's so bad. It's so
it's,
bad.
it's, it's crazy. It's crazy. It is so crazy how they don't teach you this stuff in school. It's like we go to school all these time and we don't learn about the stuff that's important. Like credit is like one of the main things. Rent, how to pay your rent, how to manage your budget, how to start your LLCs. They don't teach us like this stuff that we really truly need to finance our success and our dreams and things like that. So they just want us to be in the bad debt because Robert Kiyosaki talks about this, the difference between good debt and bad debt. A lot of Americans have bad debt and don't know how to use their credit cards to
So what
build
I'm
wealth
gonna
to
do,
make good
because I
debt.
only have a few minutes left to be able to, so I could be able to get to my other obligation, but what I want to do is, everybody, please send me an email. My email is your perfect score. That's YOUR, your perfect PRFCT score, SCORE, perfect score at gmail.com. Please put in the subject royal in the subject, and I'm going to send you 10 ways that you could be able to um, increase your credit score. And I'm also going to show you how to be able to save money and eliminate debt. So that's something I want to give to you guys for free, just for staying on to the end. I appreciate all of that. You also will get a free consultation, and I will also email you back all the ways that you could be able to rebuild your credit. Like a lot of people don't know that your cell phone, your lights, your gas, all those things can be added to your credit report as positive payments. We're paying these things anyway. There's so many things that we do on a daily that we could be able to increase our credit score. And I want you guys to get all these gems and nuggets. And there's anybody who wants to start a business, looking for business funding, grants. I have a 20-page grant list and funding opportunities. So definitely contact me by email so I could be able to share this information with you. But you must put Royal in the subject in order to get these items for free. So please reach out to me so that I can be able to help you guys. And then is there one more question? Who had another question? So I could be able to answer that, and we could get you guys out of here tonight, and I could be able to go into my next obligation.
So what we're gonna do, and soon we're gonna do a part two, and we'll go into some deeper dive into just how to build credit, how to do it strategically. I know we didn't ever get a chance to get to the grants and stuff, so we'll be able to do that in the next
Absolutely.
live, and we'll just go, and then we'll just go from there. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put your contact information in this, not in the chat, but I'm gonna put it in the Facebook groups and stuff, and I'm gonna email everybody your information
Okay.
too. So I'll give everybody your number, and then we can just go from there, because I know you're pressed for time or whatever. So yeah, we're gonna go from there. It was a pleasure
I
having you on.
apologize. It was great. I love sharing this information. I apologize for all the technical difficulties in the beginning. It's pretty weird. We did a sound check. Everything was great. And then I got back on, turned the video on, and everything went wrong.
It's all good. It just happens. It happened to me a few times, so it's all good. So in closing, do you have any closing remarks?
The best thing I can tell you guys right now is to make sure that you are saving money, make sure that you are budgeting, pull your credit report. You can go to Experian.com and see what your exact real credit score is and what's on your credit report. You can also establish an account with Experian and TransUnion to be able to see what your real scores are. That way you don't have to use any other of those fake sites that give you an estimate. You can see what your real scores are and just look at those things. Sometimes we have things on our credit report that we don't even know, that we're not aware of. I literally, when I started into the credit industry, I found out that one of my neighbors was using my name for cable services. And they were like, hey, I looked at my credit report, and they were like, you live at number 8 on this street. And I'm like, yep, that's my house, definitely. And they was like, you also live at number 40. And I'm like, no, I just got one house, just one house. Just 8 is the correct house number. I don't have 40. And they was like, oh, the person at 40 has cable services. So someone was using my name on my street. And I probably was like driving by, waving to this person every day, and they were using my information. So identity theft is real. You must pull your credit report and see what's on it, because there's a lot of unknown things that we don't know about. And every item that's on your credit report that you don't know about, that's inaccurate, unfamiliar, unauthorized, are all items that could be deleted off your credit report and boost your credit score. You need those items to come off so your credit score could be higher.
Got you. So yeah, tell everybody how to find
You
you,
can find
and then
me
we
on
can
social
wrap.
media platforms at Perfect Score. I am Jackson Perfect Score. Email yourperfectscore at gmail.com. Phone number 844-55-SCORE. Once again, free consultations, DM me, ask me questions. I want to be able to help everybody and see what I could do. My services are very affordable if I ever was to give you any type of pricing for what you need to do. And this is information that you can use for a lifetime.
Gotcha. With that being said, just like he said, every weekend we say, you just don't know which angle we gonna come from. We definitely gonna revisit this in a few months, and we're gonna definitely cover some more topics. We're gonna get into a deep dive and really how to leverage your credit and build some wealth and start some LLCs. So we appreciate you, Miss Perfect Score, for coming on. With that.